In 2017, 10 million acres were burned in the U.S. A part of those 10 million was fires that burned in the Oklahoma Panhandle, Texas Panhandle, and parts of Kansas. In this slide, it's a picture of a part of the Texas Panhandle being burned by the fire. And the Panhandle wildfires. These were a pretty devastating round of fires. They killed 7 people, injured many firefighters and people, burned millions of good agriculture land, killed thousands and thousands of livestock, and burned a lot of equipment and buildings and houses. In total, it was 1 million acres burned when they got the fire under control and completely wiped out. To put that in a little bit better perspective, in 2017, 10 million acres were burned in total. 1 million of those acres was a part of these wildfires. The effects on ranchers and farmers. The ranchers and the farmers had the harder side of it. The ranchers had to go through the loss of all their herd or half of their herd, as well as horses that they may have owned. They had to lose hay storage, barns, their homes, as well as pickups and trailers. The farmers had to lose any crops they had planted that year and or equipment that they used to harvest their crops. Things all of us can do to help. This year I was asked to join the Youth Conservation Board. We are always looking to help people learn about conservation and ways that we can help this beautiful Oklahoma Panhandle. And ways that we were doing it this year is wildfires. We passed out pamphlets to people who wanted them, or we just gave them to people. And they're a little bit into more detailed pamphlets that'll tell you what you could do to help yourself, your animals, whatever you may be needing. It's good for ranchers, farmers, city folk, anyone. And things that we learned is you have to have good control of your land and your grass. You can't overgraze because that would help the fire to stop, but it would be bad for the land and for animals. But you don't want to undergraze, but that would mean you would have lots of tall grass that could fuel the fire for a long time. You also have to be very careful with what you do. Fire is nothing to joke around with, and you need to be careful. A big part you need to do is if you ever have a trailer, make sure that the chains are not dragging on the highway, causing sparks to fly and erupting fires. You also want to be careful if you ever are smoking a cigarette that you don't just throw it out the window anywhere. Make sure you know where it's going and it's not going to burn any land. Ways you can protect your home, your livestock, and any equipment that you own. You want to make sure you have a plan. That's always the first big start. Make sure you rake away anything like leaves or flammable items, wood, anything like that, away from your home. This is called the immediate zone. The 5 to 10 feet away from your home, that's the immediate zone. You want to make sure there's nothing there that's flammable that could get to your house and fuel the fire. Keep your hay on the ground. Have it in a mowed off area, and then once the grass starts to grow around it, make sure those areas are mowed. This will help the fuels in the grass be taken down to where it wouldn't just get to your fire as quickly. Make it easy for your animals, your livestock, your cattle, your horses, anything like that, to escape. You want to make it where you have gates that are easy to unlatch and fences that are easy to cut down, and all you can do is hope that your animals find a way to get out and find safety. You want to keep your equipment on cement pads and in metal or tin buildings. The fire, it might burn the metal building, but chances that might happen are pretty slim. But on the cement pads, this can help the fire will not get to the cement pads because it can't burn on cement. This will keep your equipment safe. Have a strong evacuation plan or a plan of what to do in the instance of a fire. Leave as soon as possible. When you know there's a fire, contact the fire department so they know what to do and get there to help. Close all openings to your home and turn off the gas lines. The gas and the fire mixed can make a really big explosion and destroy a lot more than needed. Find somewhere safe to go. Anywhere that might be, just find somewhere safe. Some people do decide to stay. I don't think you should stay, but if you do, that's your own opinion and you just want to stay and protect your home. If you do, make sure the firefighters know you're in your home so someone knows there that can help you in need of emergency. Make sure you have ways that you're keeping the flammable items away from your home and water sources of hoses or water trailers, anything like that. In my presentation, I've outlined ways that you can be helpful to this land and the people that ranch on it and farm on it and yourself, your city, and the firefighters. The firefighters, they don't get enough, they do get plenty of help, but they deserve a lot more. Most of them are volunteers that just come in, and supporting them is a huge deal. But in my presentation, I've outlined ways that you know how to help with a wildfire or alert people, or ways that you can conserve the land and things that you can do to be careful and courteous of the land, and ways that you can just be helpful in general. Thank you.